What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Sam in Scream 6. Try to talk about what I expect from her character, my expectations, what I think the movie's going to do. And I want to do this with several of them. I don't know if I'm going to do it with all of them, right? There's, 13, 14 of them. We're running out of days. I got to do my final predictions still. There's a lot of content for Scream to make, so I'll probably pick some of the bigger names to kind of jump in my head, and we'll do something like this for. Also, one other thing, I know I'm stalling the actual video here, but I do want to just thank you all for the support. I feel pretty disconnected from the Scream community right now because over the last week or so, the spoilers, I haven't looked at a single Scream comment, so I'm sorry. I want to talk to people. I feel bad. I love the live streams and stuff, so hopefully right when the movie comes out, we'll be back. I'll read comments. We'll do more live streams, but I do want to thank you all for watching, for commenting, for leaving likes. I really appreciate it. And I do feel disconnected. I don't like the feeling, but I gotta protect myself from those spoilers. I do not want to know who did it in this movie until the movie actually comes out. All right, so let's talk about Sam here. Look, my opinion of her has shifted a bit, right? If you watched me a year ago back with Scream 5, I was definitely not a Sam fan. I don't think she's amazing or the greatest thing of all time now. I'm not saying it's shifted that much. I never thought she was god awful either, though, right? I thought she was fine, serviceable. Watching it again, I think I've watched the movie maybe 3 times now in all, but watching it just about a month or two ago for the 1-year anniversary, I liked her. I think it actually has moved up into the category where I think she was pretty overall solid. Again, I'm not saying she's the greatest character of all time, and it's just my opinion. You could have literally whatever opinion you want. So what am I expecting her to do in this one? Well, honestly, it's still the same thing, although I feel better about her from 5. And we'll talk about what we've seen so far in 6, which I've always said has actually been rather good. Okay, I've actually been kind of a Sam fan in the trailers, the TV spots, all that stuff. So far, so good, honestly, with her character. So I'm feeling good, but the expectation is still the exact same. She needs to establish herself as a clear final girl in this film franchise, in this movie. Now, you could say, well, Alex, she already has done that because factually she is the final girl. And I agree. I guess when I say it, all I mean is that for me as a person, I need to start to like her just as much as you would for a final girl, right? Where you really root for her. Now, the thing that's always kind of the negative on her, that's kind of holding her back, is actually Tara. And it still probably is Tara, right? Where if Jenna gives a better performance or if Tara is just the better character, that, in my opinion, is going to hurt Sam. And because it's never really happened before, I do think there's some pretty cool possibilities. And I would probably argue that it could work just as easily as it could work against her, right? Because having somebody that maybe can one-up you, yes, that's, at its surface level, that's potentially a negative. But having somebody you can kind of go back and forth to, Tara should be a different, in fact, they've talked about that, right? Jenna has said, we put more personality, we made her a character, because really she wasn't too much of a character in 5. And I generally agree. So having that to kind of bounce back and forth with Sam is not necessarily a bad thing. It could open up new kind of emotional things from Sam. You could do so much at the end, right? Depending on what you do with Tara, you could do a lot, right? Now, in terms of what we've seen in the trailers, and I guess what we also know of Sam, right? Kind of this protector role, right? So she's taken to protect Tara, and, from whether it be behind the scenes kind of stuff or whatever, it does seem like there's going to be that kind of fighting between them because of that, right? Where Sam is maybe too protective of Tara, and Tara just kind of wants her space. I like that. I already like the sound of that. We haven't seen any scenes of that yet, but I already like that idea. And then even from the trailer, they're paired together quite often, right? Whether it's the shrine at the end, or whether it's the bodega seemingly in the beginning, or the train where they're kind of all together, right? She's with people. And so I think, again, she stands a pretty okay chance at it. It really does depend on what happens to all the other characters, right? Because if she leaves this movie and she's with Tara, and it's okay, well, you're still going to go into 7 with the 2. Now, I'm not petitioning for one of them to die, but you'd still be going into 7 with the 2, final girls. Based off the trailer and some of the more deep dives that we have done, I think we've all kind of come to the conclusion, at least if you agree with me, that Sam is absolutely not going to die, right? I think we can maybe all agree on that based off of the, her holding the mask. That definitely seems to be the final scene / final shots of the movie. she makes it. And that scene alone does get me very, very excited for her character, plus the trailer. The whole, you're coming for me, like I'm the one that you want, her head turn. I really think you can do some pretty cool stuff with her character. As long as it's not cheesy. Yet again, I don't really even have an example for how it could go cheesy. It seems dark, right? The entire movie kind of seems dark and seems darker than what we had in 5 or even 4 and so on, honestly. So if you play with Sam's darkness, and I really hope that they do, I guess maybe cheesy in the sense of like possession almost, right? What you do have to, I think, be careful with Sam as a character is, this whole Billy thing. And if Skeet is in the movie and all that, and she's kind of resisting that urge inside her to like turn to the dark side. I mean, we've seen those like Star Wars, obviously a very like iconic one, right? But if you don't do it right, and also for like the Scream franchise, a kind of like possession where like, and it could happen where you black out and you don't know what happened and it's really like this other side of you is like taken over and done stuff, that can go wrong really quickly. You know what I mean? It could maybe not gel with like the rest of the film. So that is what I would say, one of the only things I'm concerned about right now, and actually it's directly because of the positives. So like I really like that head turn, Sam really looking like she's going to go a little dark at parts of this movie. I love that, and I hope that they do that, which it seems like they're going to. But then how do they do it, right? Does she literally get like possessed and she's trying to like fight her inner Billy? It can get cheesy really quickly. And again, maybe not even, hopefully I'm like portraying how I feel right. Maybe not even like cheesy, like campy, but it would just be a different tone than what this movie is. Like it doesn't fit, that it would just seem wrong. But in terms of like, acting and what we've seen in the trailer, again, so far, so good. Like I feel pretty solid with Sam, and some of the stuff we still haven't seen, her and Tara walking away from Gale, obviously. But here's the thing, right? There's so many scenes that we haven't seen in the movie. Sam's the final girl. She's, ideally the most important character. There's going to be a lot of scenes that maybe can make or break her character that we haven't seen in the trailers or TV spots. So that is definitely something, and that's a thing with expectations, right? What you expect from a character. I expect her to be good, and so far so good from what we've seen. But there's a whole movie, right? There's 2 hours of movie. We haven't seen all that much, even though, they've definitely shown some stuff, but they haven't shown everything. And there's just going to be so many lines with her where she's going to try to convey emotion or not, or, whatever, talk to all these different characters, have your Kirby moment, right? Talk to Gale again, maybe witness people dying. In fact, so far, we've actually seen Tara kind of... Now, I guess Sam actually, too. I like the scenes we've seen so far of Sam on the ladder. I think that's it feels very raw. That whole scene, I think, is going to help everybody, right? Because I think it's going to be very tense and very emotional. So Sam fits in. Melissa fits in very, very well there. Now, we did see that one thing with Tara, right, where she's basically crying and you kind of see Sam holding her back. Is that Chad dying, right? So I guess what's odd is you have Tara being the one that you're going to see being emotional for other characters. So it's going to be interesting. How will Sam react, right? Does Sam care about any of these people? And maybe that's part of the character that they're continuing to build, right? Maybe she cares a little bit for Danny. I'm sure a little bit for Gale, but then like Tara is the main one. So maybe it's probably the reason that Tara and Sam are so close and they're linked so often, let's say, in all these scenes in the movie. That's really the only emotional thing she has a tie to, right? She really doesn't care about all that much else, which is fine. And if Tara wants to care for Chad, or Tara wants to care, maybe Anika is Mindy's kind of thing, right? So if they all have things they care about, but they don't care about other things, well, that does make sense. It does. Honestly, here's what it is. I want to walk out of the movie liking Sam more than I do now. And I honestly, that's such an easy thing to say. And I don't even know where you set that bar kind of at, but that's honestly probably where I'm at. I don't necessarily expect to walk out of this movie like thinking she's the greatest. I think if that happens, that would be an incredible thing, right? That'd be a movie's strength. I think there's opportunities for it to happen depending on the darkness, depending on what you do with Tara, right? Because if Tara dies or lives and how Sam kind of reacts could be something. How you end the movie, do you end it with the possibility that Sam could still actually be a killer in Scream 7? These are things that can make her honestly kind of elite, right? Now, again, am I expecting that? No. To be flat honest, I'm not. I want her to be better than 5. I want to walk out thinking you're on equal footing with Tara. You know, it's been maybe a controversial opinion of mine. I think Tara was the better character in 5. I've gotten a lot of people that agree. I've also gotten a lot of people that said absolutely not. Tara's not in it enough. She didn't do enough. She doesn't have this or that. I respect it. I get it, right? For me, Tara's better. For me, Jenna, just acted it also better. So leaving this movie, if Melissa can match and they write her and they kind of give her a little bit more depth, I think all's good. If you go into 7 with Sam just as good as Tara, truly you've got something special, because then we have the same kind of discussion for 7. Do you kill one of them? Do both of them live? And, 7, no rules, no more, you throw all the rules out, or a new set of rules, whatever Randy would say in that situation. So that's kind of where I'm at with Sam. So let me know what you guys think of the character. Again, I'll try to pick some. Probably Tara would be a good one to do. We'll do Gale and Kirby and stuff. So we'll pick some of the bigger names, but maybe some of the smaller ones as well. So let me know what you think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.